guys. I was going to do a video about just a update or whatever you want to call it, but I think I'm going to finally share with you all of the stuff that has been going on. About a year ago, my whole family got COVID. It was actually a year ago. It'll be a year on the 19th. And we actually caught it from my grandmother. And I went over to my parents after we all kind of, were out of quarantine or whatever. Or I think we were still in quarantine. But we all had it, so it didn't matter. But there was miscommunication, and my mom made it out like my grandfather had brought it in from church, and she said that, a person had come to church with a fever or something, is what she told me, and she was like, I think that he has brought it in, oh my gosh, and she was so upset because my grandmother was the one that got it first. And she called me and told me that she was positive, and I had been having a headache. And my youngest daughter, has a lot of heart problems. Like, if she gets a cold, we freak out because her cardiologist, he freaks out, so I freak out. And I just sat there, and I didn't say a word. I didn't know what to say to her, and I just started crying. And I was like, oh my God, I have to go get tested. So then the next day, I tried to get in that day and I couldn't. So the next morning I went and I got myself tested and I got my kids tested. And the kids were negative and they weren't showing symptoms then. And I was positive, and I was so sick. 2 days later, I lost my taste and smell. The kids, they come down with symptoms. They were both running temperatures, body aches, weren't eating, all that stuff. I think my oldest lost her taste and smell too, because every time I would brush her teeth or she would eat something, she was like, this tastes funny, or this is different, or, something like that. Well, anyways, all the while, my mom, she just didn't say anything else, and I got angry. And I know I probably shouldn't have, but I got angry that they had church with someone running a fever, because that's what my mom told me, and that's what I thought. And I got angry because my church was doing quarantine. Anytime somebody would get sick, we would stop services. Everyone would quarantine until the people got better, till everyone was okay. Nobody who was sick or showing symptoms would come to church, ever. And I felt like they weren't doing that, and I got angry because, they're my family, and that's my baby. And I thought, why would you even risk bringing something in when my baby could die from her heart, getting an infection in her heart? Why would you even risk that? I don't go anywhere unless I absolutely have to. I wasn't at the time. I hadn't stepped foot in a store in months. I hadn't done anything in months because I was freaking out. And I got so angry, and they would text me and they would ask how she was, and, just stuff like that. And I couldn't text back. So anyways, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but I went over there and I said my piece. There had been many things happen through the years, and I just let it all out. And ever since I've gotten married, everyone has always acted like they've lost me, and I just cling to my in-laws, and that's all I've done ever since I've gotten married, and that's not been the case. I've always had my sister and my cousins and everybody that I've always been close to. I've always invited them over. I've always tried to make everything a family thing with all of our family. And there's just been so many things happen. when we had our gender reveal with my youngest daughter, we didn't do one with my oldest. So I was so excited. This was my first gender reveal. We invited our whole family, all of our friends. It was big, you know. I had a cake made by my grandmother. It was wonderful. And we got powder to shoot to find out the gender. Everyone was in separate places. My husband's family was over there. My family was with me. Our friends were all together. Everybody was just separated, and it was awful. Everybody was fighting over who could hold my daughter first, who could hold her the whole time, you know, just everything. And then, when everybody found out it was a girl, they all acted like disappointed. And they were like, oh, I really wanted it to be a boy. And then, afterwards, some other family members were talking about how they didn't think we should have a baby. We shouldn't have had another baby. Just all of these things. And then, you guys know, I went through my miscarriage like last month, right before Christmas. You know, if it doesn't suck bad enough that you wanted to have a baby and the year's over and you know you're not going to, but then you tell people that you lost a baby and they just like don't even care. I told some of my family and they like asked how I was once, and then they got mad because I wasn't coming over to their house. And I literally don't go anywhere unless it's to work. I don't go anywhere. I've been so depressed. And I went and got on Zoloft, and then I had to stop it because it was making me feel even worse. It just sucks, like, when you have all these bad things happening, and then you don't have a support system, like, you don't have anyone to tell. So that's why I'm telling you guys, because I have you at least. So I'm gonna talk to you guys, and we're gonna have a good year this year. And don't look at my teeth, they are so yellow. I've been drinking coffee like all morning because I'm so tired. But I just want to tell you that if you're alone, then I'm here for you, okay? And we'll be here for each other. Because sometimes people suck and you can't depend on them. You can't. And that's okay. Because there are still good people out there. I know that. I just have to find my people. And hold on to them. I'm not having another year like last year. I told so many people about the depths of my soul, and they totally just let me down, and they didn't even care. And I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not going to open up to anybody unless I absolutely know that they're not going to just look at me like I'm stupid. It hurts so bad. I told my mom when we were trying to have a baby, only like maybe half a year into it. I think it was maybe 6 months or 8 months, something like that. And she was like, "What's wrong with you? I know something's wrong." And I told him, I said, I'm trying to have a baby. We're trying to complete our family, and we can't. We can't have a baby. And her and my dad just like looked at me, and it wasn't like a good look. It was just like, like a stupid look. Like, why? Like, why are you trying to have a baby? Why? I don't know, guys. It kills my soul. Like, it literally kills my soul. I just think about things that, like, my mom and some other people have said, and it literally hurts me to my core. There was one time when we were, like, 3 months into trying, and I told her. And I was like, I'm going to have to go to the doctor. Something's wrong with me. Something's wrong. I know it. And I think it's bad. I think something bad is wrong, and I'm afraid. I thought I had, like, cervical cancer or ovarian cancer or something really, really bad, and I was scared. I thought I was just going to die. And all she could say was, well, if you need to have a hysterectomy, then it's God's will. You don't say that. Like, you don't say crap like that. You don't say crap like that. If you want to talk about God, if you want to talk about stuff like that, then you need to encourage people. You need to say, we're going to pray that everything is okay. We're going to pray that God will heal you. Not stuff like that. God knows my heart, and He knows that I long for another child, and He knows that I long to have a wonderful pregnancy and have so many people around me that are so excited for that baby. I didn't have that with either one of my girls. And that's like one of the biggest regrets that I have in life, because I shouldn't have let any of those people around me, because that was the most wonderful time in my life. My kids, I wouldn't be here if I didn't have them kids. I'm telling you, I got so suicidal one time, but God used them kids to save me. He did. One look in their little faces, and every bit of that it went away. So, yeah. Don't let anybody hurt you. Don't let anybody hurt you. And let's be here to support each other. Let's support each other this year, and let's have a good year. I know COVID is awful and everything, but live your life and don't let anybody hurt you, because you're wonderful and you're beautiful and God loves you and I love you. So let's be here for each other. Even when nobody else is, we're going to be here for each other. I love you guys, and on to the next month. If you're new, like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.